Hi, I'm Ifil Ugabang, and today I will be reporting the relevance and appropriateness in the use of technology in teaching and learning. These following are the principles in selecting instructional materials. First, the appropriateness and the feasibility. IM must promote the general and specific goal of the class. IM, such as the textbook, handouts, or any teaching aid must be aligned with the overall objective of the course as well as the specific learning outcome intended for the class. When we say general goals, it is the skills or knowledge that the learner should acquire throughout the discussion. And when we say specific goals, it is a specific learning outcome or target for an intended lesson or topic within the course. Therefore, the instructional material is something that promotes both general and specific goals of a class that are well aligned with the course objective and that ensures that the learners have enough resource to meet the intended learning outcome. Second, IM must be either basic or supplementary to the curriculum. It means it serves different roles in the educational process. Basic instructional materials include core content or typically include textbook or primary resources or materials that cover the fundamental content of the course. It must be aligned with the learning objectives that are meant to be the primary resources for delivering and gaining knowledge. And when we say supplementary instructional materials, it is an additional resources that can include articles, videos, and other materials that can provide additional context or example or additional perspective on the topic that caters to the diverse learning needs of your learners. Next is the appropriateness to its target level instruction. IM must be appropriate to the intended level. It means that the material should be tailored to match the knowledge, skills, and abilities or cognitive abilities of the students. They should be aligned with the learner's proficiency that gradually introduces complex concept or skills as they progress, such as their vocabulary level, the difficulty of concept, the method of development, the interest and appeal is to be considered. Next principle is the principle of authenticity. IM must present an accurate, up-to-date, and dependable information. It is to ensure that the quality of education as learners rely on an instructional materials to gain a correct understanding of the subject matter. And it is also important to provide up-to-date information to ensure that the content remains relevant to the current state of knowledge. As dependable sources help learners acquire skills and knowledge that are applicable in a practical settings. Next is the principle of interest. IM must catch the interest of the learners. This means that if their own experiences is incorporated to the IMs, they have a general understanding of the topic which makes them more likely to be engaged, and they are more likely to retain the information if the materials are engaging because they are actively involved in the learning process, making it more memorable for them. Next is IM must stimulate the curiosity or satisfy the learner's need to know. It is when the materials speak with their interest and, the, and then they are more likely to pursue it further to find out more on the topic. Next, IM must have the power to motivate, encourage creativity, and imaginative response among the users. If the materials is compelling, they are more likely to be eager to learn and ask questions and seek additional information and then think deeply or explore about the subject matter. Next is the principle of cost. First, it is to substitute must be considered first. It is a different instructional materials may cater to various learning style and references. By considering a substitute, educators can select materials that are better aligned with the specific need and references of their student. Next is the principle of organization and balance. IM must be well organized and well balanced in content. A well organized and well balanced in content ensures that the content is presented in a logical sequence which support the progressive development of understanding. Second, materials must be clearly stated or perceived. Materials should be clearly stated for us to reduce the likelihood of misinterpretation or confusion. So the learners can grasp the content more quickly or they can understand more quickly. Next is there should be logical organization, clarity, and accordance with the principle of learning, such as the reinforcement, transfer, and application in the materials. This is to accommodate a wide range of learning styles and abilities. Other considerations are first is the availability of the resources. The flexibility of the materials is important so that this can be adapted to fit the available resources or it so for example when you are in a far-flung area, of course your IMs must be applicable or flexible that is easily adapted to any areas where you will be teaching. Just like I said earlier, it should be appropriate for the physical condition of the learning environment. Your IM must fit the physical condition of your environment or the teaching environment. Cultural relevance and inclusivity is also important so they can see their own perspective reflected in the materials, and this can foster a sense of belongingness and help reduce the feeling of exclusion. A multicultural perspective is also to be considered as it should incorporate the histories, values, belief of different cultural background, as this will allow educators to know the learners better by how they are shaped by their environment. Take into consideration the individual's needs and learning style. A material that presents information in a variety of ways such as the video, images, text, real-world examples, etc. Next is the characteristic of the media. Print materials in which information is communicated. Non-print media include an expansive range of audio and visual possibilities. And this would be my report. Thank you for listening.